giveaway, you say? Oh, yeah. Figure Fight Club is the official giveaway channel of Action Figure YouTube.
Thank you, members, for the love you bring, for every shared story and the joy you sing. To our sponsors, your support's the key. Together we build this legacy. Collectors unite in this fight we thrive. Figure Fight Club, our passions alive. Yeah. Unboxings and battles, the thrill of every find. Trading tales and treasures. Figure Fight Club Community. Welcome to Figure Fight Club. Feel the energy, hear the crowd scream loud. This is where wrestling lives and legend. Stand proud. Sunday Night Slam. Step into the fight. Figure Fight Club taking over the night. Sunday Night Slam. Hear the crowd go wild. Wrestling talk in the square circle style. Debates rage on under bright lights. Who's the greatest? Who rules the night? Stories told from the ring to the stage. Voices echo with passion and rage. Breaking down every promo and feud. Wins and losses, attitude and mood. From the classics to what's new. Sunday Night Slam leads the way. Feel the thunder, hear the metal roar. Sunday Night Wrestling always wanting more. Sunday Night Slam. Step into the fight. Figure Fight Club taking over the night.
Welcome to Sunday Night Slam.
What up, everyone? What up, chat? What up, Abby?
What up to the replay squad as well? Dude, I'm exhausted as hell right now, to be honest with you.
I bet.
J5, what's going on, dude? Hope you're doing well. It was a pleasure meeting you this weekend as well. Thank you for that little action figure that you provided because Jenna totally stole that from me, and you'll see a video. We made a video on it. It's pretty funny.
Oh, nice.
Now we just ended IshCon. This I just got home not too long ago, and man, it's been a crazy weekend at IshCon. And we'll talk more about it on Tuesday, since Tuesday's our open mic, and we're going to be showing off. So it's going to be a long episode of Tuesday night. Quentin, hello, how are you doing? But tonight is Sunday Night Slam, and tonight we focus on wrestling and not action figures. So wrestling it is, and tonight's Kurt Angle What If edition. And Kurt Angle, I mean, possibly one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. The fact that, honestly, like, in my opinion, he wasn't even in the semifinals of the 32-man tournament. Kind of questionable.
I forgot who beat him, but I think he made it past the first round at least.
It had to be like Stone Cold.
I know Shawn Michaels and him were in the same side. I think it might have been. But yeah, man, we're doing a wrestling show while there's a wrestling pay-per-view, so we'll see how this goes.
There's a wrestling. Which one is it?
Clash of Italy. Clash of Italy.
Clash of Italy,
something like that.
Of Italy, something like that. Okay. I don't watch the current product. I just like the old stuff. So
Clash in Italy. Sorry.
Clash in Italy. Okay.
Well, yeah. So Cody Rhodes just beat Gunther to defend his title.
Got you. Well, I'm glad to hear that there's a wrestling pay-per-view going on. But again, like I don't really watch the current product. I try to, or mostly just get the highlights. But we want to talk about Kurt Angle and how he's one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. And again. So my first what if here would be, what if he never won the Olympic gold medals? Would he be the same, Kurt Angle? Would he be different?
I think, bro, if he never won the gold medal, I don't think he would have got a shot in WWE, or he would have been interested. So he might not even be in wrestling. He would probably be wrestling the real wrestling still, but I don't think he would be in professional, fake wrestling.
Yeah. Boy, what's going on, dude? No, I agree in a way, because if he didn't win the gold medals, I mean, he could have been like a teacher or a coach somewhere on wrestling, possibly, but I don't know if he would have made the same impact. I mean, like, he taunted those gold medals, right? I mean, granted, they probably weren't the real ones, but he taunted that shit over and over and over again. Like, I mean, he came out with it. He had like the big prime music, and then the medals are always around him, and he always reminded you he's a freaking gold medalist, and he won it with a freaking broken neck.
With a breaking neck, yep. Breaking freaking neck.
God, the legacy of his family is continuing with Cody. I agree, man. I actually like Cody Rhodes a lot. I was a big fan of Dustin or Gold Dust as well. I kind of wish they had their WrestleMania moment though.
That match they had at the match that Cody Rhodes and Dustin had at All for Nothing when AEW first started was really good.
Yeah, well, that was their send off essentially, right? Yeah, so that was really good. I agree. So, in a way, that if you never won the Olympic gold medals, I don't think he would be in wrestling. I think he may have probably even gone towards UFC, possibly.
Yeah, I think he probably would have went to the typical Olympic route where once you're an Olympian, then you teach other Olympians maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
How, he would probably be like a teacher or something. I just don't see the appeal of him not failing to win an Olympic gold medal and then kind of going straight to pro wrestling. Because I mean, I could kind of use Mark Henry too, because Mark Henry's appeal was that he was the world's strongest man, legit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
So I would think if he didn't win that, I would think that he would either keep trying to win or he would just stay to his own thing and not join WWE. So it's the same thing.
I agree with that. And chat, if you guys to let us know what your thoughts are too. And again, we have the link pinned in the chat. You guys are welcome to jump in and talk wrestling. Kurt Angle specifically with us. Now, what if Kurt Angle never broke his neck? Do you think he would be more talented more talented when he was in his prime? I mean, because again, let's just be honest. He was an amazing wrestler. He picked it up really quick. He understood the ins and outs, and all that stuff. So, if he never broke his neck, let's just say, do you think that he would have been a little different or more athletic?
That's tough to say, man, because Kurt Angle, he had a weird prime. He had a prime in WWF and he had a prime WWE, and he had 3 Hall of Fame careers in my opinion. WWF, if I separated from WWE, I'm talking about even hair Kurt Angle, he was still a beast. But then when he went to TNA, this dude was doing crazy stuff he doesn't really do often. He was doing freaking backflips, what is it, sunset flip power bombs and all that. I was like, dude, what the heck?
See, I didn't watch much of his TNA stuff, to be honest. Except for some highlights here and there. You heard about it, but I lost a lot of interest in TNA when Hulk Hogan showed up.
Yeah,
honestly, but I mean, I've heard some of the great matches he's had, and again, WWE does restrict moves, right? They don't want you, they don't want you doing certain things in the ring, or especially if other wrestlers are doing this similar moves.
So it's it's really hard to picture him more athletic, but I mean, there is a possibility, I guess, that he would have been, but he's already kind of a freak athlete.
Yeah,
even with a broken freaking neck, he was still doing backflips, somersaults. He was still taking huge bumps. I don't know. I don't even know what could have happened if he didn't have a broken neck. He might have went for the gold again, maybe. I don't know.
I was going to say that you think he would have just continued wrestling in the Olympics, maybe?
Yeah, the possibility.
Yeah. I mean, just the fact that, I mean, like you said, in TNA he was doing all this stuff, and granted, he was heavily medicated during a lot of these, especially during TNA. He was very heavily medicated.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And he's talked about that many times. Let's see. Smash a chair and pull up like a button. Oh, thank you. Wait, reverse that. Hi. What's going on now with 2Ds? Poi saying he did not even. He did a lot even after. He didn't tell people. I don't that know anyone guesses he ever had one. Okay. I'm sure he would be more careless if he had not had an injury. That's true, Quinn. I agree, and I think he would be a little bit more careless, or I would say more daredevil aspect. I mean, again, it is that that the prime spot. I mean, again, he had like probably one of the greatest moonsaults ever. Like, I was watching this YouTube video on Kurt Angle, and they were talking about his moonsault, where it looked like he just flew instead of jumping. So
I mean, I would think
Chuck, what's going on, dude?
he's probably like doing. He would probably do like some shooting star presses like Brock Lesnar did. Because remember, like when Brock Lesnar did the shooting star press and he like injured his neck, he stopped doing that pretty much after
And
that.
the funny thing is when he was, what was it, FCW, right? When Brock was in FCW, he did that shit all the time. All the time he was doing the shooting star press. It's just that one freak accident. Maybe he hasn't done it for a long time. That could,
Yeah.
that could be why. But dude, if that was the ending of the WrestleMania with the shooting star, holy shit,
Yeah.
dude, that would have been crazy.
That was a good ass match though, man.
Yeah, it was a great match. I agree. Kyle, what's going on, dude? What's up, fellas? If you haven't watched Obsession yet, check it out. Not necessarily scary, but very good tension and making you uneasy. Also, 007 First Light is great. All right. I actually heard about Obsession. Someone was telling me about that recently. I need to check that out. And 007 First Light is great. Okay, cool. I don't know wrestling, but I'm here. No, I appreciate you being here, dude. Kurt dropped the belt to Brock because of his neck. Dude was crazy. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. He was crazy. And again, there's a lot of these aspects of, Kurt was, again, on a lot of painkillers. He was on steroids. I think there was actually one moment he was put on medical suspension because of or on suspension for breaking their steroid policy or their drug policy. And he had a prescription for the steroid, but they were still put on suspension for it.
I mean that's the whole reason Kurt Angle went to TNA is because the schedule for WWE, at least that's what he says, is like the schedule was too much. Like he went to TNA because it wasn't as like strenuous.
Yeah,
And he actually heal. So that's why he was like he says that if he would have stayed in WWE, he probably would have died. So
well, TNA. I mean, even now, I think TNA is not really traveling to a lot of different. I guess maybe they are. They are.
I mean, back
today,
then
right?
they were just in Orlando, really.
Yeah, they were just in the one area. Yeah, that's true. That makes sense. Even with AEW, when they first started, they weren't really traveling anywhere, right? So it was just one area, one location, and they would do like multiple tapings in one night. That way, you get a lot more time off. Yeah, so that makes sense. WWE, you're always just on the fucking road, dude. You're constantly doing everything. Traveling.
Yeah, it's a lot easier now, I think, because they actually get
dude?
time off. You know what I mean? They give people time off nowadays. It's a good thing.
Poi saying Kurt and TNA was one of the best things to happen. And we're going to get to that too, Poi. We're going to get to TNA. But before TNA, Angle was also sitting backstage at an ECW event in the late 90s. And I think what turned him off was the crucifixion of Sandman by Raven, and he was so angry. And he was like, "I can't be here. I will never not wrestle for you. Do not show me on TV. Do not put my name." And he's like, "Send me my check." Blah blah blah. But let's just say he was like, he didn't care, and decided to join ECW. So what if Angle was in ECW in the late 90s? What do you think would have happened? How do you think they would have treated him?
Well, he would be very, very green, so I would assume that they would probably put him in with like a very like veteran wrestler. So I don't know, maybe trying to think, because Sandman was just whacking people with freaking canes and shit.
Yeah, but the thing is, they weren't having that was a lot of their matches. But let's just say Shane Douglas. Let's use him as an example here. He was the ECW champion a lot. He didn't have too many crazy hardcore matches either, though.
Yeah.
That was more wrestling oriented, more like the WWE style drama based. And they're trying to be real.
But see, that's the world champion. Do you think like they would push Kurt Angle right to the title picture if he shows up right away?
I don't know. I think that he would need to have a legitimate like wrestling matches, and
Maybe
I
he
think
would wrestle RVD.
possibly. I mean, I'm sure they would have probably met once, but I think he would have started wrestling a lot of these technical guys. I mean, Chucky, like just to kind of go say what respond to would never extreme matches as part of his gimmick. But what if his gimmick was different? You know, I mean, he is an Olympian, but you know, it's Paul Heyman at the time in the late '90s. It was more grunge. What if they said, "Hey, we want to make you someone different"?
Cause see, like we talked about this a while ago. I think like since Kurt Angle is such a natural, like
Mhm.
he would have had the same thing happen that Steve Austin had happened to Steve Austin, where he was there for only like a couple of weeks or a month or two, and then he got picked up by somebody.
Yeah, and I agree. I think that's what the case would be here because he was like a legitimate big dude and he's very athletic and you know obviously these guys you know ECW or WWE and WCW were watching ECW to pick up all the talented people, right?
Yeah,
That's
that
how
was
it
pretty
went.
much like the FCW or like the breeding ground to get like the wrestlers. Like
Yeah,
that's where they would get all of them. It's kind of wild.
it is interesting, but I think he would probably have good matches. Honestly, it's just I don't think he would be the same character. I think his character would be a little different, and I mean he might bring out the medals, he might not.
I
I
mean, he
did.
wrestled Jericho when he was the what was it? What was his ECW name? And he did Jericho, but he was the Lion Tamer. Was it?
Yeah, Lion Tamer. That was his WCW gimmick too. Yeah, the Lion Tamer. Yeah. Oh, Lionheart, Chris Jericho.
Lionheart. There you go, Lionheart.
Lion Tamer was his Walls of Jericho.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think he would have good matches there because again he's talented, but the impact would be very different. And of course, if he was picked up from some of this, you know, one of these other, if he was, let's just say, scouted by WWE or WCW, I don't think his impact would have been the same as he has, you know, in real life of what happened with him showing up to WWE. Now here's another what if though. What if he went to WCW in the late '90s? Now we're talking
The late
like
90s.
yeah, because that's really when he started in WWE, right? Late '90s.
Yeah, I think it would be interesting. It would. I would feel like Hulk Hogan would try to get an Olympic gold medal to be on his team, just to make. I mean, to amplify himself. So, I could if he was in WCW, he would definitely be in the NWO.
You think he would be in the NWO?
Yeah, he'd be in the NWO, and it's not because he wants to be. It's more like Hulk Hogan being like, "Oh, he's an Olympic gold medalist. It would make me look better if there's an Olympic gold medalist following me."
That I mean, that's an interesting concept, right? Because during that time, NWO was there. Obviously, the later years, not the greater years. Um, I think you're kind of right. I think Hulk Hogan would push him to be in the NWO, and they would probably. I think WCW was smart enough to put him with the American gimmick as well.
Yeah.
But you wouldn't have the three eyes.
No, and I will say, like, he would never be a world champion.
I agree with that too.
He would his highest peak would probably be the United States Championship.
Yeah, I agree with that. Because that would make sense for him.
Unless
Being a
Kurt
United
Angle
States
sticks
champion.
around to the point where they're like completely about to go out of business and he's like wrestling Booker T at the end, maybe he would get a world title shot. But if all those people are there, like like Hogan, Sting, and Macho Man, all those people, yeah, he's not getting a title shot like that.
I mean, the New
Diamond
Blood
Dallas
era
Page.
was pretty weird too. I think during Vince Russo's New Blood era of wrestling, I think he would have gotten a bigger push during that time. Have a good night, Matt. Take care. Yeah, I think Vince Russo would have pushed him as part like one of the main eventers during the New Blood. But again, Jeff Jarrett would have had kind of that similar ego as Hulk Hogan. So, Jeff
I
Jarrett.
mean,
probably
I
would've
think
taken
he
him
would
as
have
well.
better matches in WCW. Like there was a lot of good ass wrestlers in WCW that they could pair him up with.
Did you say better matches?
No, I said he would have better matches than ECW.
Oh, ECW. Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were mentioning like WWE. I was like, come on, bro. The stuff he did with Eddie Guerrero, Chris.
I mean,
Jericho.
Eddie was in WCW though.
I'm trying. What? That's true. He wasn't. Well, he left though. In like, he had to have left around
And
late
Ray was
90s
there too. You know what I
or
mean?
like 2000.
Benoit was there. Freaking Ray was there.
Yeah, but it was still a little different. I feel like.
Mr. Perfect.
Now he has a third scenario would be, what if Kurt Angle retired after winning the Olympic medals, the Olympic gold medals? What if he just retired and said, "I'm done"?
Well, shit, man. I mean, we wouldn't be talking about him right now. Like, it was just like,
I mean, think about all the iconic moments, right? Like his matches with with dude when he had the European and the Intercontinental title, coming up with the three eyes, dude. Like the dude was so talented. Like he could be serious and funny at the same time, and it was amazing to watch.
it'd be weird because like there's a lot of like I mean he was a go-to champion for a lot of it too. There was a lot of matches that he main evented, man. Like when he was champ, like who would like The Rock talk crap about? I mean, he talked crap to everybody to be fair, but the ones that he did with Kurt Angle were funny. Like then the milk truck that Kurt Angle brought out.
Yeah, the milk truck. I mean, just again like what was it, the WrestleMania match between HBK and Kurt Angle.
Hmm.
Oh, amazing match. Kurt Angle's had some banger matches for sure. So like all of that wouldn't exist. Like how would wrestling change?
Yeah, it'd be weird.
I mean, in my opinion, Brock Lesnar was made by Kurt Angle.
I mean, John Cena's first match, well, his first moment was with Kurt Angle, really, as the prototype.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
Mhm.
That's very true. I mean, again, I feel like a lot of characters wouldn't have been developed, or even would be. It would be a very different story in current history.
Yeah, it's like
Kurt Angle's such a
it
big
would
part
be
of it.
it would make a massive void, and it'd be really tough to like kind of go work around it because it's like he had great matches with Benoit.
Mhm.
He pretty much had that stable. It wasn't that great, but it had like was it Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin? Was it Charlie Haas? I think it
It
was.
was Charlie Harsel and Shelton, but Team Angle,
Team Angle, yeah,
and
Team Angle.
then they turned into the world's greatest tag team after they split the teams.
And the rivalry he had with Brock. I mean, that's probably some of Brock's best matches right there against freaking Kurt Angle, just straight up.
That's true.
They brought the best out of each other. I think still to this day, those probably are the best matches Brock has had.
That's what I'm saying. Like, in my opinion, Brock was made by Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have a monstrous Brock Lesnar. Or at least you don't think he's as monstrous because of Kurt Angle, in my opinion.
It almost makes me wish that you watch TNA, Avi, so you can see how good those matches were against.
I've seen
Sting.
some of them, but I do want to watch this Sting versus Kurt. I haven't seen those before, so I would love to watch that. I think that would be awesome.
When AJ Styles was pretty much under like Kurt Angle's wing or whatever, but then like they had a match. I think it was in Bound for Glory or Slammiversary. It was great.
Hmm.
AJ Styles versus Kurt Angle was awesome.
Yeah, that's true. And Chuck saying the Angle versus Shane 2001 King of the Ring. Yeah, that was a great match too. I just feel like Shane is like a spot monkey though sometimes. Like I don't like that dude. Like it made like he's got to take like every match he does. He's got to do like a big bump.
And
Like,
what
come
was
on.
it Armageddon where it was like an 8-man? It was an 8-man championship match, and Kurt Angle came in as a champion. I think, and he left the champion too.
I think so. Yeah.
That's when the Undertaker choke slammed Rikishi off the cell
And then into the truck, right?
into
the
like a hay truck.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I remember that. I think it was versus Shane, one of the most brutal I've seen. Yeah, that's true. It was a brutal match. It was a good match. I'm just not a huge fan of Shane McMahon. But again, I think Kurt Angle did a really great job in that match. That's his most memorable match in WWE.
He has a couple of banger matches, man. He has some like he had one good match in Vengeance with Undertaker. Like they barely have fought each other, but that match was a banger. He had an Iron Man match, I think, against was it Brock? I think it was Brock.
I think it was Brock.
He had an Iron Man match.
His matches with Edge are really good. His matches with Chris Benoit are amazing. His matches with Eddie Guerrero have been amazing. He's had a bunch of great matches. You can't take again. Most of his matches have been really good in general.
I think he had like a little rivalry with John Cena too. It was pretty interesting.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's a big rivalry with John Cena.
Yeah.
Dude, remember we did when he came out with "I'm a Sexy Kurt," or no, that was with HBK.
Yeah, with
Sexy Kurt.
Thugonomics.
Yeah, he did the Thugonomics thing. And he did a rap. That was fucking
Yeah.
hilarious. And then with Shawn Michaels, he came out as Sexy Kurt.
Sexy Kurt.
With what's her name? See, this is it. Doesn't. It's hard to think right now because I'm exhausted. But I was gonna say Sharmella, but that's
Queen
not-
Sharmell?
Sharmell, that's it. So he came out with Sharmell, and then she was singing the song, and he's like, "I'm a sexy kid. I'll make your ankle hurt." That was fucking awesome.
Hey, listen, Kurt Angle, like, and there was a certain point in Kurt Angle that they just let him say whatever the hell he wanted, and he was saying some crazy shit.
Dude,
Especially when he was like going against Booker T.
Yeah, that's true.
When he was after his like Sharmell, he wanted Sharmell to be his wife or whatever. That's like what?
That's. I mean, he's had a lot of matches with Jeff Jarrett too, right? And that one was a little bit more personable to him, I guess, because like he had divorced from his wife Karen Angle, and then didn't Jeff marry her?
Yeah,
Like that's his real wife now, like Karen Angle.
it's a little weird.
It was a little strange. I agree. But again, for me, that was like, I mean, TNA does weird things. That's how I always looked at TNA.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't like I wasn't a huge fan of the main event Mafia. Like, I get what they were trying to do, but I didn't. I thought the Mafia gimmick with wrestling looked a little corny because they were like wearing suits and had like a little rose. I think it was like, if I thought like all the members, the original members, it was Kurt Angle, Booker T, Kevin Nash, and I think Sting joined later, but it was I think it was Scott Steiner.
I was going to say Scott Steiner, right?
Yeah.
I remember Scott Steiner being in there too. So here's a what if from Quentin. What if Kurt grew his hair long instead of going for the bald look?
I don't think he had a choice. I think his hair is leaving, bro.
What was it though? I guess maybe it could have been.
It was receding, yeah. It was
Yeah,
receding hair.
Edge shaved his head.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's a what if though, right? So like, what if he grew his hair out long? I think it would have been a very different impact, to be honest with you.
He would look like Scott Steiner in the 80s.
He would. And funny enough, like coming up with when they released the Scott Steiner Elite figure for the first time, I used a Kurt Angle
See?
Ultimate Edition body to make a kit bash of Scott Steiner Ultimate.
Yeah.
So that just makes sense in a way. Dude, it would be so weird having his hair long. I can't even imagine that.
I think what that would help with was making punches look more real, because that's what long hair in wrestling does really well.
Oh, it's the head bash.
Yeah,
You
the
see
jerk.
the hair flying. Yeah,
Yeah.
the jerk. Yeah. You see the hair going flying, and it also makes them easier to talk to each other while they're fighting and say,
Yeah.
"Hey, do this, do this." So I get that too. But that is interesting.
But then again, we wouldn't have the
brought
bald
them all
eagle,
back.
man. The bald eagle, America's mascot, the bald eagle, Kurt Angle.
Now, let's see. It would be interesting. I agree. I think him going bald was probably the best idea. It also kind of made, dude, it made him look scary. Like it made him look intense. And
It made
I
him
like
look
that.
more intense for sure.
Yeah. Let's. I'm just trying to think of. Ankle could not have dominated. It looks like I messed up on one of my notes here, but now here's another comment about if he stayed in WWE and never left. How would that have changed a lot of different careers? Because now you're talking about, would he have become the face of the company? John Cena became the face of the company, in my opinion, during the ruthless aggression era. He became the face, and he carried that to the PG era, right? Now, if Kurt Angle was still in the mix, do you think that would have changed? Would John Cena still be the face, or you think Kurt Angle may have picked up that spot? And just think about some of the cooler matches with Daniel Bryan eventually showed up, CM Punk eventually showed up, and you could have had some awesome feuds with those guys too.
Yeah, because Kurt Angle pretty much showed up. I mean, CM Punk was there when Kurt Angle was there, but only for like a year
Hmm.
because they were doing that off-brand ECW thing. I don't think it would have changed if, like, I don't think Kurt Angle would be the face because I think like he hit his pinnacle when they put the belt on when he had the feud with Lesnar. So I
Okay.
think if he was like gonna be the face, they would have made him the face there. But you already know that you kind of saw like the writing on the wall when they put Batista to be like the head guy on SmackDown, the head champion, and then John Cena was the one on Raw. You were like, okay, this is the brand leaders right here. And like with Kurt Angle, they were kind of just moving him around to see like he can like strengthen a brand, which that's
Yeah,
why they
he
put
was,
him
but
in ECW.
he was the big name. That's why
Yeah.
he was like, okay, we know it's gonna be a good match. But but if he never left, do you think they would have continued? Maybe ECW eventually folded. He would have probably gone back on SmackDown. Uh, but do you think he would have ever been like one of the faces of the brand or the era?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he was a face in TNA. I think he was one of the biggest wrestlers in TNA. So I think he would be a potential like match for Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. I could see that because the thing is, like, when you have achieved so much, like Kurt Angle has, like, there's only so much you have left to do. You know what I mean? Unless you want to be like Triple H or John Cena or Randy Orton and get like 15 titles or something, 16, 17.
Mm-hmm.
Then besides that, there's not much else. I mean, he could have probably wrestled Shawn Michaels more. He could have dealt with a returning Brock Lesnar.
Their feud was amazing, and having them like kind of do like a year-long feud would have been awesome. I think that's something the fans would have enjoyed too.
Yeah, he could have dealt with Brock Lesnar after the MMA thing. That would have been interesting.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Now, I guess just to do another what if in this situation, let's just say he decided to stay in WWE. Do you think it would be Angle who retires Undertaker, or do you think it would have still been Brock Lesnar?
I don't think there is a chance that Kurt Angle would retire Undertaker. I do though think that there is a chance that if Kurt Angle made it like this whole time,
Mm.
and like I think he could have possibly retired Lesnar actually, or vice versa.
Lesnar retire Angle as well.
Yeah, I would have loved to see that because I feel like their rivalry is definitely the best out of the two.
Okay.
So
I mean, again, I think I agree with what you're saying in the sense of with Lesnar and Angle. They had some of the really good matches together. They had a great rivalry together as well. But I think, since in my opinion, Angle made Brock Lesnar, it's only fitting for Brock Lesnar to retire Angle.
like it would have been cool. Like who wrestled? I think it was CM Punk, but who wrestled Undertaker before the streak was lost? I think it was CM Punk, right?
I'm trying to remember. I mean, you're referring to WrestleMania, right?
Yeah. As he was like 21 and he was 21 and 1. So whoever he beat the 21st time, if it was Kurt Angle and he lost, and then Brock Lesnar wins the next WrestleMania, it would have been interesting to see like Kurt Angle deal with like return or whatever, or deal with Brock Lesnar after Brock Lesnar beat the streak.
Okay. So let's see. I'm looking it up right now. So yeah, 21 was Punk.
Punk, okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
he
that
would
was
have had
20
some banger matches with CM Punk when he was doing the whole best in the world stuff back then.
That's what I'm saying. Like watching them feud, CM Punk versus Kurt Angle would have been amazing to see.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Both
match.
are great on the mic, amazing on the mic, and Punk would have probably done a little low blow about some steroid use and this, that, and the other. that was American Badass Undertaker riding.
Yeah. But you know what everybody usually talks about though is like the match that everyone wanted to see was him versus Daniel Bryan.
See, I would have loved to see that match. Another match just to throw it out there, and I think we may even talk about it later on. But Bret Hart versus Kurt Angle.
Oh yeah, that would have been cool. That could have happened.
Yeah, well, it's possible. Yeah, that could have. I mean, again,
Just
the
never
alignment never happened, though, right?
Yeah.
Because, well, I mean, Bret Hart left to WCW though in the late '90s before Kurt Angle showed up.
Yeah.
So, and then he got injured in WCW, so and he stopped wrestling. But again, in that what if moment, that we're currently on, if let's just say he showed up earlier enough, and Bret Hart never left for WCW, that match probably would have happened. Like Kurt Angle versus Bret Hart, and then you have that's a big Team Canada versus Team USA.
Yeah.
And again, both wrestlers are technical wrestlers, and that would have been an awesome match to watch.
I'm trying to remember if Kurt Angle ever wrestled Ken Shamrock. That would have been a pretty interesting thing, too.
Ken Shamrock had left by then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because Ken Shamrock also went to TNA too for a bit.
Did he become TNA champion?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's another reason why I don't like TNA. Because any person who leaves WWE shows up to TNA from WWE, they give them the belt.
Yeah.
I mean, Rhino got the belt. R-Truth got the belt. It was like, come on, guys. Like Christian got the belt. It's like, come on, guys. What are you doing?
Oh yeah, Christian getting the belt that quick was wild.
It was just like, listen, have some respect on the damn belt. It means something. Like, stop giving it to every single WWE dropout.
Yeah, that's when I started. I used to feel bad for AJ. I was like, damn, AJ's doing all this stuff, and they just keep giving it to people that just show up.
Yeah, it's like you made homegrown talent like AJ Styles, Christopher Daniels. Granted, they're more from Ring of Honor, but you have that there, and you're hurting your own people, like because you got these people who are bigger names, right?
Yeah.
And it's just like, come on. I've never been a fan of TNA. All right, how about you? Do you have any what ifs?
Let's see. Let me see on the notes here. We kind of talked about that one already. Okay, what if Kurt Angle had gone to UFC instead of TNA? Angle has seriously considered MMA. Could an Olympic gold medalist become a UFC champion? I don't know, bro. I think he's a beast. I think he would be able to take some hits, but I don't know, man. I mean,
here's the thing. So I'm gonna use Brock Lesnar as an example here, honestly speaking, because like Brock Lesnar had his first match at UFC and he got destroyed. But then he went back and his issue was he tried to stand up and fight. And I was like, dude, you're a wrestler. That's what you do. You wrestle people, ground and pound. Get them on the ground and start pounding. Go wrestle. And I think he started wrestling after that, and he did more training and stuff, and he started wrestling. But I think Kurt Angle would just go back to his technical side of wrestling, and I think he would start wrestling. But again, he's got to work. He would have to work on the blocks, obviously, because he could get punched in the face and get knocked out.
That's the thing with Brock Lesnar, though, is like Brock Lesnar has like a lot of cushion to take punishment. Like the dude is a chunk of meat, bro. Kurt Angle, I mean, he's muscular and all that stuff, but you would think like if he went to UFC, he would lose a lot of muscle and he would get more like toned. So it would be like it would be tough. Like he would have to make sure like he doesn't get hit. But I mean, in terms of wrestling, he's better than Brock. So I mean, if he gets him on the ground, that's it. Like I would think he would probably have a good shot. I mean, he would have a good shot.
I mean, I think he could. It's possible, especially in his prime. Let's just say he didn't go to any. Like, if he was in his prime and he left WWE, I think he would have had a great shot at taking on some of these UFC fighters. We have a guest, so let's bring him in. Khalil, welcome to the stage. How are you doing?
Good, bro.
Good. I heard you open mic. I figure I just finished watching Clash in Italy.
Oh, it's in Italy time frame, right? So it's weird timing. It got done early.
Yeah, it was at 2:00, and
nice.
I took a break in between, so I didn't have any commercials, and so I was like, "All right, I'm done. Let's put on the OTC or the OTC. Let's go."
How was the pay-per-view?
I thought it was good. I thought it was pretty good. I think the Roman Jacob match went a little too long. But the Oba Brock match, right where it needed to be.
That's good.
Well, it wasn't a squash match, was it? I didn't see it.
it. Oh, I don't know who's watching and stuff. I don't want to give spoilers.
Oh yeah, fair enough. Fair
But
enough.
Yeah, yeah.
but like I'm watching the beginning of it and I'm going, oh, I don't know if I like this, and then things happen and it's good
In a good way. In a good way.
in a good way, like in a
Yeah.
very good way where I'm not like pissed. So yeah, and the opening matches were fine, like nothing
Okay.
to write home about, but like pretty good.
All right, cool.
That's good.
So
man.
the current question right now is, what if Kurt Angle went to UFC? Do you think he would have become champion?
Oh God, I don't know. I'll be honest with you. I think the determination he has, like his just natural athletic ability, but I wonder if the neck injury would have came into play a lot quicker in the UFC than
That's true. We didn't
Like-
talk about the neck injury.
Yeah.
because like him wrestling with the broken neck in the Olympics, like he was already broken before he got to WWE. So
So did Brock though. So was Brock,
yeah,
which is interesting. But like I said earlier, I was like, this dude has like a lot more like cushion to absorb damage.
yeah, absolutely.
Candyman is asking, did any of you guys watch the real PLE, La Noche de los Grandes?
I'm
That
gonna
was-
refrain 'cause I gotta make sure we're talking about the same thing.
There was a fight yesterday from AAA, right?
Yeah, AAA was. I didn't watch it yet.
Yeah. I heard
That was really good.
I heard it was really good too. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on my list for tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think he's got the ability. I don't know. I don't know if he's a striker. Like I don't know.
That's we were talking about that. You know, he's not a striker, but I think he would lean into his wrestling, and I think he would do the ground and pound thing.
Who did he? Who was the tough enough kid that decided to pull the fast one on him on SmackDown?
Oh, I don't remember. I do remember he got beat up at the Royal Rumble because of it.
Was
Yeah.
it like Dan something?
But like the intensity he showed there. Yeah, I know intensity, integrity. The intensity he showed there, I think what we would have seen in the cage.
Okay.
So I think he could have done it. I think he would have been good with the original UFC fighters. Today's UFC fighters, I don't know. It's a
I
different.
mean, it's kind of like the Ronda thing, right? If she grabs you, it's pretty much done.
Yeah.
That's
Mhm.
pretty much would probably be Kurt. Like if he grabs you, puts you on the ground, it's pretty much over.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. If Kirk could get you on the ground, I think it would be a done deal
Yeah.
after that.
Because imagine a dude that can get you on the ground at will, and he has the ability just to break any limb in your body. You know what I mean?
He was fast. I mean, people don't realize like how fast he was. Like when I watched Chad Gable today
Mhm.
and his spins on people when they're on the mat, like those dudes were fast back then. So
Yeah.
I mean, he could keep up with Ray and Eddie Guerrero. So like the speed he had would have been insane in the octagon, I think.
I agree with that. Now, let's see what else. There was a what if from Quentin. We'll bring that up. What if Kurt took over ownership of TNA? So he's like a promoter or a booker. Both.
I have no knowledge of Kurt Angle booking anything, so I don't know how that would have went. I don't know if that would have been a good thing, to be honest. A lot of really popular wrestlers do a terrible job at booking talent.
Kevin Nash.
I mean, Triple H, he's getting a lot of
H.
shit right now for booking people. I mean, Shawn Michaels has NXT, I guess, technically.
I mean, Dusty was a good booker.
No, yeah, but Dusty actually booked people. Like, he had a territory that he kind of politicked over, too. So,
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know.
Thank you,
if he had
Mr. Wonderful,
the business side of it.
son of Grand Slayer.
I have no idea.
The thing is with booking, it would be interesting because like he didn't really grow up being a wrestling fan, right? He just got into it because it was like, hey, it's something to do now, and I don't know how you would have done as a booker or an owner of a wrestling company. I think it would have been very different. like like Triple H was given credit for NXT, like when Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, and all them were in there. And dude, and during that time, I was actually watching wrestling, and it was more fun to watch NXT than it was to watch Raw or SmackDown. NXT was amazing to watch, and he did such a good job. And of course, when any NXT person who would get moved up to the main roster, Vince McMahon would just destroy them, unless you're a Seth Rollins or a Roman Reigns.
Bro, I do not like Seth Rollins. Oh man,
But
it's
I
not about
can't.
Seth Rollins though.
Yeah, I can't see Kurt Angle as a booker or a promoter. I think he would. I just think he wouldn't care enough.
Yeah, I think he was a talent. Like I think some people are okay just being the talent and having the. I mean, he's got the mic skills, he's got the ring skills, but I don't know if he's got the chops to run a business.
Yeah, I agree with that.
I mean, the reason why Triple H is so into it is because Triple H went in just very like he is into everything wrestling, not just like pro wrestling, like actual mat stuff. He likes cameras, he likes angles, he likes doing all like he likes the show of it. So it makes more sense that Triple H, went to the promoter side. Kurt Angle, I see nothing but just like he appreciates athletes and matches.
Yeah,
I mean, he appreciates the money, I bet, but like he's never shown anything where it's like, yeah, I want to run a wrestling business or an amateur wrestling business. I mean, does he have an amateur wrestling school?
Yeah, no, that's true.
yeah,
Because a lot of these wrestlers, they have their own schools.
yeah, and I don't think he does have a school.
Mm-hmm.
But like he also can't train at this point.
No.
Like you've seen him at places, and I feel bad for the guy. Like honestly, like he doesn't look well. I wish him all the best because of the talent he had and the fun I had watching it. But like
Those memories, man.
Yeah.
I agree. And we do all wish him the best, right? That's literally what it is. And I think he, from last I heard, he was on the mends with a lot of the drug usage and stuff like that, like the medications.
Yeah.
So let's see. Again, he's put his body through a lot of pain, and that stuff doesn't stop. So.
I mean, you hear stuff from that era, man. Like everybody was on freaking crazy painkillers. Randy Orton was on crazy painkillers. Eddie, freaking Chris Benoit, all of those people, like they were just taking crazy stuff just to keep up with the schedule.
Yeah,
it was bad, man.
And people like to make those comments about wrestling being fake and all this other stuff, and because I have friends who do it all the time. But I agree. It's a soap opera, right? Like it's predetermined. It's like it's an action soap opera. That's what you're watching. But those mats, when you take a back bump, hurt.
I'm telling you, folks. I've done a swanton bomb off a real wrestling mat. That does not feel good, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
It doesn't feel good.
Yeah, a lot of that stuff hurts, man. Like you have someone that is jumping off of a turnbuckle onto you. That's gonna hurt. Like you're gonna feel that.
Yeah, I think they mistake the idea of the storylines and the activity, and they're like fake. Yeah, no, it's predetermined, it's scripted. There are there's routines, there's rehearsal, and all that stuff. But like you wouldn't tell a stunt person who jumps off a building that it's a fake jump. Like they actually jump. Like so, like they're actually taking these hits. They're actually taking the bumps. It was interesting. I heard Will Sasso did a podcast last week, a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
And he talked about doing the spot with Bret Hart, Shogun's favorite. And he goes, "You don't realize the level of control these guys have, where like he's doing a stomp on him and he never touched him. He's like, he never touched me. He's like, it looked real. It felt like he was about to, and the control he had over where his body stops and moves, it's insane. So like there's a dance to it all that like people don't understand, I think.
There's a lot of training that's involved, and a lot of precision needed. Accidents do happen. Obviously, people have died in the ring. People have gotten hurt really badly.
They didn't die. It's fake.
Huh? What'd you say?
They didn't die. It's fake. They're alive.
I know.
Well,
I just watched Draws in the Royal Rumble last night on YouTube. It's fun.
Jaws.
Yeah.
But it's like it annoys me when people say that comment. It's like, man, get your ass in the ring just for 10 minutes and do like 5 moves. See if it hurts or not, and then see if you want to call it fake. Because these guys go through it all the time. And
just have like you don't even gotta do a move. Just stand in the middle of the ring and have it do like JBO clothesline you.
just once.
Yeah.
Or take a run at the ropes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Once.
that
Just
yeah,
hit the rope once.
yeah, because the ropes hurt too. I've done that.
No matter what material they're made of, even if it's like metal wire or rope, they all fucking hurt.
Yes. Here's a good one too. Actually, Candyman 5000 said somebody asked on Friday night, but what if Kurt stole Stephanie from Triple H? Would he be running WWE Creative?
First off, Triple H would never. It's first Triple H stopped the storyline because he was just like, Kurt Angle would never take Stephanie away from me. This makes no sense. They can completely can that storyline because Triple H said it's impossible that Stephanie would leave me for Kurt. So I have no idea how to begin to answer this question. But I mean, it kind of goes in line.
It's a what if. It's a what if thing, right? So
yeah.
In my opinion, Triple H canceled the storyline is because he could see Stephanie being taken away by Kurt Angle.
You can see it. His music was bullshit.
I think they played a good. I mean, again, he was that feud would have been amazing, right? Like that whole storyline with because they were leaning towards it. You know, he's kissing her on the couch, and he picked her up in her arms, and when she like had like a ringside bump, and he took her off to the back, and like Triple H like, where the fuck is Kurt? You know, like it was funny.
They had a good match though, man. They had like it was a weird triple threat. I think it was in Vengeance against The Rock, and that's when like Triple H pedigreed Kurt Angle on the table, and like the table gave way, and actually like landed on Kurt's face.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. Like he actually legit got. I think he got. He got concussed during that match. Yeah, and he went back out there.
He didn't know where he was
when
they brought him back. He's like, "Why am I not in the ring?" And he ran back out to the ring. Like,
yeah, that's true.
I think if Kurt stole Steph from Triple H would still be running WWE Creative. I don't think that would have made a difference.
Yeah, I think Triple H would be still running creative. I agree. I think Triple H would just still be a part of the business always.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And here's just a fun comment from Chuck. Not a what if, but Spike Dudley confronting Kurt about hitting on Molly Holly was gold. And I agree, that was gold. The shit talking was amazing. The ass whooping Spike took was too.
He took some hits at the end of the day. He really did.
Man. But there should be like a top 20 list of biggest impact moves done on Spike Dudley.
At least 8 of them, bro. Like, you remember how freaking Brock Lesnar powerbombed Spike, dude? That was terrible. He landed right on the back of his head. I was like,
and it was like, remember Brock Lesnar used to do that, right? When he was younger, he would come out, powerbomb you, pick you back up, powerbomb you, pick you back
3
up.
times. That was messed up.
Is that what Gunther's doing now to little guys?
Quentin says, my mom says wrestling is fake and stupid and doesn't understand how people can watch it.
Okay.
Fair enough.
It's the devil, Quentin.
It's the devil.
It's just amazing that Spike is alive today. Oh my god, man. I agree. The impact, the crazy impacts he's taken in a lot of his matches are nuts.
There's a couple of people that are like Spike that I'm surprised they're alive, like RVD and Super Crazy. Who else? Jeff Hardy.
Yeah, there's so many, dude. Super Crazy, like you said. Yeah, that's another big one.
All those guys that came over from ECW, God help them.
No, it's an action soap opera. That's really what it is. That's what wrestling is.
And sometimes the storylines hit, and sometimes they don't. Like, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like,
Exactly. Now, here's another one. Now, a what if? What if Kurt Angle was in the WWF Attitude Era? How would his career be a little different?
That's hard because I feel like he bridged that gap. Because like he wrestled with those guys.
Yeah, but it was during that change, right? I mean, I guess he probably came in during the last little stretch of the Attitude Era.
Yeah.
I guess he did, but I mean, he wasn't in the prime though. In my opinion, I don't think he
Do you
came at the
consider,
last
do you
stretch.
consider Bret Hart's like end the Attitude Era? A lot of people don't.
What the ending? Bret Hart
Do
leaving?
you consider Bret Hart part of the Attitude Era?
Yeah,
Okay. So you're saying like, what if Kurt Angle was around the time where like Bret Hart was about to leave?
I mean, just around if he was around Bret Hart, Owen Hart, British Bulldog, some of the older wrestlers, I mean, again, Stone Cold, he was around that time too, and The Rock, but how would it have been? I mean, did Kurt Angle and Owen Hart ever fight?
That would have been sick.
I don't think
That
so.
would, yeah, and that would have been an amazing match.
But I think it's like you're talking like a year or two. Like we're not talking like a decade. We're not talking like so like minus like Brett minus the Hearts, like he really did have that. Like, DX, everybody got hurt. So like Sean got hurt, X-Pac was out for a little bit, Billy Gunn was out. And then
I would think he was wrestling in the best parts of the Attitude Era. When I think about it.
Yeah.
Well, that's not true either. Like, what if you started during the DX time frame with Shawn Michaels and Triple H?
But see, that's like Khalil said, that was like a year or two difference.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be like, because like he said, DX, unless he was like mid Carter or something, he wouldn't have to deal with DX like that because they got injured quick. Like it was pretty much like Road Dogg and Mr. Ass that represented DX mostly in X-Pac. Triple H did his own thing by himself.
11/9/1997 through, because he showed up in what, 1999, right?
2000, I think.
Okay.
It was
I thought it was the late 90s is when he showed up.
Because I came back to watching wrestling in 2000, April of 2000, and like I remember him premiering. So like I remember seeing him like his first night, and so it was like early 2000. I mean, he might have been development. He might have been bouncing around, but like, yeah. So
he started March 7, 1999 per Mr. Wonderful.
Okay.
So it could have been very possible where they could have crossed paths.
Well, and then Stone Cold was out for a period of time, and Undertaker was out for a period. So it's like he missed certain moments, but he also got certain moments.
But I think he got a lot. He got a lot of talented people. Like he won the European belt, I think, first, and then the Intercontinental, I think.
Yeah,
and he held them both for a while. And then he had some great matches with Chris Jericho, Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Edge. But again, that's all like at the end stretch, right? Like, what if he came in beforehand with Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Undertaker? I mean, I wouldn't even put Mankind in this situation. How would have? I think it would have changed his career a lot, because he would have been seen as a bigger name. I think because that's when the Attitude Era really raised the name of wrestling.
I think there's like what I'm a little bit tripped up is that I consider Kurt Angle part of the Attitude Era.
Okay.
Already, and I get what you're saying. Like there was technically like the early Attitude Era and then like the late Attitude Era, but I feel like he was already there at the strongest point.
So like what's like the cutoff there? I think
In 1999.
it's Attitude Era and then Ruthless Aggression, right?
Because he came in like right in between. So if it was like in 2000 where he really started, he literally started like at the half end of the Attitude Era, like right at the half.
Right into Ruthless Aggression.
Because Ruthless Aggression, I think, is 2002, right? 2002, 2003. I'm pretty sure.
I think 2000. Well, Cena. When did Brock take out The Rock?
One of the best parts.
Was it 2003? 2004?
I think it was 2000.
I think we're confusing dates. I mean, again, I know he showed up at the tail end. I don't know when Ruthless Aggression Era started, to be honest with you. But I know, like, his matches with Edge were great. His matches with Eddie Guerrero were amazing. His matches with Chris Benoit were awesome. Mr. Wonderful is answering all of it. This is great. 6/24/2002.
Alright, so I was, all right, so I
The
was,
start of the Ruthless era.
okay.
So
You know,
I guess so. He was in the Attitude Era for like 3 years.
But here's the thing, though, Abby. Who besides Owen and Brett, who would you want Kurt Angle to really wrestle that he didn't wrestle already in that time frame?
I'm just trying to think now. Like, so I mean, Bret. I mean, again, I think Bret Hart.
We want him to wrestle
Kurt Angle.
Psycho Sid.
Not really. I didn't like.
See, I mean, like
No.
the early Attitude Era was pretty rough, bro. A lot of people
Honestly,
don't
but
remember that.
I wouldn't have mind seeing a younger Shawn Michaels versus a Kurt Angle.
Well, yeah. Before he hurt his back,
Yeah,
true.
before he hurt his back. I think that would have been cool.
Like you said, if he wrestled Mankind, I mean, but he wrestled McFoley, so that's like I don't really, he wrestled him a couple times.
Did you wrestle Cactus Jack?
He was there when Cactus Jack came back. All right, like
But they've never met though, haven't they?
I mean, shoot. I mean, technically, he didn't wrestle Dude Love, if that's what you're asking. I mean, he didn't wrestle any of them.
That's
He
true.
wasn't Foley the commish when Angle came? Was Angle when Angle started?
Yeah. I think he was the commish, but he was the commish when Kurt Angle was the champion, the WWE champion.
Yeah.
I think he came at a great time, to be honest. I think Kurt Angle came at the perfect time.
Well,
Because he had to wrestle all those good guys, and then he went to the Ruthless Aggression era as the man, and wrestled Brock.
yeah, and like that chain, that like overbooked chain of finishers in that SmackDown match, when everybody just would run down, and just like having Angle in that just shows you all the people that he got to interact with,
Mm-hmm.
which is amazing. But yeah, no, he didn't have DX. He didn't have Nation of Domination. He didn't have the Undertaker and all his minions.
He would have a good match with Mr. Ass,
I mean, again,
Billy Gunn,
Billy Gunn is phenomenal in the ring, in my opinion.
and Ken Shamrock. I guess you could put Ken Shamrock there. He was saying,
Yeah, Ken Shamrock would have been part of that too. That's true. It would have been interesting. I just feel like Kurt Angle got stuck with a lot of the mid carders.
Farouk.
He probably deserved better. But at the same time, I guess that's what elevated him right to the main event were those mid carders. It elevated all of them with the matches that they were having.
I think his
Yeah.
mic skills were like his comedic timing is unmatched in a lot of ways. Like he was one of the best comedic wrestlers we've seen.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Kurt didn't wrestle Brett. That's one, Mr. Wonderful. He didn't wrestle Brett.
So he so good, Rocky, Eddie. What? Yeah, that's true. So I'll take it. Name it great. He didn't wrestle Bret Hart, Owen Hart, British
He
Bulldog.
didn't wrestle Owen. He didn't wrestle. I mean, if you're talking about Attitude Era, that's fine. But if you're talking about all time, he didn't wrestle like Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. CM Punk. Actually, did they wrestle?
I think they did. In
Yeah.
ECW,
I
right?
didn't watch that. ECW.
I think they weren't giving them much time, so I don't consider that like.
It was like an hour show, wasn't it?
On Sci-Fi.
Yeah, Benoit were a bunch. That's true.
Trying to think
Brett
who
is
else.
overrated. Hey, don't say
I
that,
agree.
Mr. Wonderful.
I agree.
That's Shogun's favorite wrestler of all time.
I guess.
All right, there is another question that a what if one. You want to ask this one, Shogun?
Let's see. Oh yeah. All right. This is actually more recent to what happened yesterday.
We're just playing, Mr. Wonderful.
What if Kurt Angle was Gran Americano in his prime? What if he was the first Gran Americano and he would wrestle in AAA and all that?
I think that would have been fabulous.
That would have been sick.
Well, the
'Cause-
thing with Kurt Angle is that he plays those roles really well. Like he could pull it off and just have fun with it, and because he's a comedic actor too, right? So he does that stuff really well.
The next one. I agree, 100%.
Gable is such a clone of. He is, dude. He's
When
he's
I
a
watch,
tinier Chad.
when I watch Chad, I just think that it's Kurt. Like he gets to use suck chance. He does the stand. Like,
I think that's why I think it's great that, I mean, I'm not going to spoil it, but I'm assuming that he's not Gran Americano anymore. I'm assuming because he needs to be pushed in WWE as himself, because he could be a main event player. I think he could have great matches with all like the main event players.
Mm-hmm.
he
Are you
should.
talking about Chad Gable right now? Or
Think about the awesome
Kurt
tag
Angle?
team of Kurt Angle, Gran Americano, and Mr. America back then.
That's hilarious. I mean, I think you're putting a I'm trying to remember. Didn't he have a mask at like 1 or 2 matches before?
I wouldn't put it past Kurt Angle if he had a mask or not. He probably did.
He definitely had the fake hairpiece with the wrestling.
Yeah.
With the wrestling.
The
ear
amateur wrestling
protection.
stuff.
Yeah. That was freaking hilarious.
I think it would make a lot of sense, man. It'd be sick. I mean, he had a couple of wrestling matches with Rey Mysterio, so it would be kind of cool, like to have him wear the mask against Rey and all that.
Or Eddie. Like,
Or Eddie, yeah.
And Chavo, like them
anyone.
doing the matches, yeah.
Anyone. Like Benoit used to wear a mask too. He was Pegasus' kid. So a match against anyone.
I haven't watched it yet. I know what happened, but I haven't watched the match. Oh, sorry. I'm reading the other comments.
It was Chad all along. Wait, what? Chad was... No.
The worst kept secret ever.
Yeah, I was gonna say Kurt did do Los Conquistadors, right? Because I remember I remember him in that outfit once, and I was like, am I getting confused with Edge? Because I know Edge and Christian did that too. El Grant Luchador against Bradshaw. That would have been hilarious. During that time too, because Bradshaw was trying to. Didn't Bradshaw like do these videos when he was feuding with Eddie Guerrero, like in Texas or something, trying to get the Mexicans back to the border or stopping them from crossing the border. He was doing all those videos. JBL was ridiculous, dude. He was doing all those videos.
JBL was a really good heel.
So, you guys watch it?
Really good heel.
Not yet, Poi. We have not watched that yet. It's on YouTube, right? Isn't that where to watch it?
That's what I thought, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it after this show. I heard it was really good.
I sent it in stuff. Okay.
Let's see. Let me look for another question here, because I think that fits too well. Kurt Angle is Gran Americano, because it's just Chad Gable. Let's see.
You know, I wish. Were you guys talking about this, or did I hear it somewhere else? The idea of like we're missing managers today, like having managers for wrestlers, is something that's really missing storylines. Like we have Paul Heyman,
That's hilarious.
I think you did hear that here. I think it sounds like something we talked about in one of the brackets.
I think
we talked about Sting. Remember Sting?
Oh, with the managers?
What if he had a manager, and I said Missy Hyatt would have been a good mouthpiece?
That's right.
Or not really a mouthpiece, just more like a cheerleader.
We would have like a female manager with Sting. Yeah.
I wish that Angle was well enough or would want to come back and like manage, American Made or whatever they're calling themselves now.
Dude, having just bringing back Team Angle and having him be the manager and have Chad Gable run it with a whole new team, I think that would be dope.
Yeah, just have him behind a desk, have him in there for comedy, have him in there, give him a paycheck. Like, I would love to watch those.
I totally forgot to give him the flowers, but he also had amazing matches with Samoa Joe. In
TNA, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I want to go watch this match tonight. I feel like I need to go watch this YouTube.
It's a really good match. I saw some highlights. I mean, I have to watch the whole thing, but really, really good.
It's a whole event was live on YouTube. Dude, I'm going to check it out tonight.
Got people saying that The Undertaker's a better booker than Triple H.
I mean, he gets it, right?
That's how it works.
But I think like it's weird to stand up for Triple H, but I mean like he is under like TKO's thumb. Like he can't really do much with the main show if it's not over like the they're not. I don't think they're paying as much attention to the side stuff as it is like Raw or SmackDown.
Lou, what's going on, dude? Lou said, "What's up, fellas? About 90 more minutes till home. Stop for a minute to see if I can figure out how to listen on the road." Hell yeah, Lou.
Nice.
Thanks for tuning in, and hope your drive is going safe. 90 more minutes, man. An hour and a half to go.
I usually just turn it on and put the phone upside down and just listen.
Yeah.
Here's another funny one. This is a quick one, but I felt like there was one that would be interesting. What if Kurt Angle designed his own WWF title belt? What would it look like? What do you guys think?
A giant gold medal.
A giant... There you go.
Wear it around your neck instead of around your waist.
It wouldn't even be the belt no more. It would just be the gold.
I was actually thinking about that. Like, it would be like a giant circular, like a... Yeah, for me, it would be a belt, but it would be a giant gold medal.
It would just be the gold medal large.
And it would be, the straps would be like the red ribbons of or like the USA colored ribbon style of the belt, on the straps. That's it. I think that would be his belt.
I was thinking, I think the perfect Kurt Angle belt already exists. It was like the flat United States Championship, the Shield one. I thought that was perfect. Like it already looks freaking hella patriotic.
Which one? Sorry, what were you saying? Which one?
The United States belt that they had that was like flat. It looked like a shield. The one after the spinner belt with Cena. You remember that belt? I think you have it.
I used to. I mean, that was before the spinner belt, wasn't it?
It was probably before and after because
I was gonna say because Eddie Guerrero was the first person to hold the U.S. belt in WWE, and then I guess whenever John Cena won that, he changed it to the spinner belt, and then I guess they brought it looked like a shield, but it was like a smaller belt, but it was a very sexy belt. I love that belt. It's still not as good as the WCW.
WCW one looks way better.
Yeah,
it looks like this.
Yeah, that was Eddie Guerrero's belt, first one.
I thought that was a great Kurt Angle belt already. They just had to make it a WWF belt.
I mean, they never had a U.S. belt when Kurt Angle was there, though.
No,
because you already know, like, immediately that he would have won that belt. That would have been his belt.
Because they only had like, I think when it came to like design for certain people, I think it was Stone Cold, The Rock for a little bit, Cena, and Edge. And technically, The Miz. The Miz had that upside down W.
M.
Yeah, the M.
It was an M, yeah.
Upside down WWE logo.
Yeah. I mean, Rated R did it too, that's true.
Yeah, he had the Rated R belt.
I don't know, man. It's all money making. They should.
Of course, they need to sell more belts, bro.
I know. I mean, they even make like the replica, like the stores have like the replica belts now for everyone too. Kurt Angle probably has a belt somewhere in WWE shop.
Oh, like a Kurt Angle edition, yeah.
Yeah, they probably have one of those already sitting out there. I mean, they made a Razor Ramon belt of the Intercontinental.
Makes no sense.
Yeah, they made a
Razor Intercontinental. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
Of the Intercontinental version.
Sorry, talking about world title. I was like, well, that's a lie.
Undertaker had like an Undertaker belt too, apparently. Well, it's in their shop, but
the only WWF title that I want is the Winged belt. That's it. I think the Winged belt's the best one, in my opinion.
The big one or the smaller one?
I'm trying to think. The one that Bret Hart and Stone Cold wore. Is that the small one?
I think so.
Yeah.
Kurt Angle.
To be honest, though, I like both versions. I would get both. Those two are my favorite belts, regardless.
Mr. Wonderful thing, Kurt Angle held the WCW United States Championship for 21 days in the fall of 2001. He won the title by defeating Rhino at Unforgiven pay-per-view on September 23rd.
You know what, bro?
Is that during the invasion? Is that during the invasion angle?
Yeah.
It had to be, right?
Yeah. I totally forgot about that. Not even gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I didn't remember that either. I'm questioning why the hell did he fight Rhino and not someone better? Oh, never mind.
Yeah, I like both.
Bad
But
question.
I
They
would
didn't
get
have that
both.
many people from the Alliance show up that were big names, so.
Yeah, they had to get what they can get, bro. The other guys were still making that big Ted Turner money to stay at home.
Well, I mean, I get it, but it kind of sucks too.
Yeah.
You know.
But then again, there wouldn't have been much. I mean, what Sting didn't want to go because he felt like his character would have been destroyed by Mr. McMahon, which it probably would have been. And
It was.
and then
It
what?
was.
Scott Hall. I mean, Stone Cold did not want to wrestle Scott Hall. Period. So I mean, it would have not even been that great if all of them showed up, regardless.
You said Stone Cold didn't want to wrestle Scott Hall?
No. At WrestleMania was 18. He did not want to wrestle Scott Hall.
Got you. Because he wanted Hulk Hogan, and that never would have happened either.
Stone Cold actually never wanted to work with Hulk Hogan. The reason why he didn't want to work with Scott Hall is because Scott Hall was still going through the drunk stuff. Like he was still he was having a lot of problems.
Yeah,
So
he was in and out at that point. You know, he would show up and
not to mention the original version of that match, Scott Hall was supposed to go over on Steve Austin. Scott Hall was supposed to beat Stone Cold at WrestleMania 18.
Interesting.
that was an insane night, though. Like overall, like that whole night was just insane.
I mean, with the flop of Hulk Hogan and The Rock, yeah. That was in Canada, right? Weren't they fighting in canada? I'm pretty sure they were in Canada.
I forgot where it took place.
Mr. Wonderful.
Our wrestling historian, Mr. Wonderful, can you please look that up? But I'm pretty sure they were in Canada. Because that Canadian crowd does that. They start cheering for the bad guys on purpose. Just to mess with everyone in WWE. I love
You
that.
probably are right. That sounds right, actually.
I love that about the Canadian crowd, though. I think it only started when Bret Hart got screwed, too. So they do it on purpose.
Trying to think. Oh God, yeah, that match was garbage, man. Wasn't that the match that it was? Who was Triple H defending against? Was it Jericho? I forgot.
Is that when Stephanie McMahon was with Jericho's ringside?
I think so.
They're at the Sky Dome.
Get him.
Yeah.
Skydome. Yeah, that sounds right.
Yep, Toronto. Yeah. So they were in Canada. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
No, I just find it funny how the Canadian crowd does that all the time. And
They cannot have WrestleMania be at Saudi Arabia, bro. They cannot. They gotta change it. They have to.
Didn't they change it already or not yet?
I don't think
They
so.
haven't changed it yet? Are you kidding me?
No, they advertised for it during Clash in Italy.
Bro, that WrestleMania is gonna suck, bro. I'm telling you. Nothing against the Saudi crowd. It's just, dude, like they are just not hype, man. They're like they just stay quiet.
They stay quiet, and they stay quiet for the women's matches, which also sucks. Because they're some of the best matches at WrestleMania.
And then the women are fucking scared to freaking wrestle there. Like, what is, like, they're like, oh, I hope my shit doesn't rip.
Let me show an arm. We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
No, I think there's a red line date where they have to decide if they're doing it or not.
Mm-hmm.
And since, I mean, they've got connections.
They need to move it to New Orleans, bro. New Orleans got screwed.
They're getting a payday for this, so that's the thing, right? They're getting money for this to show up.
Yeah.
And a very big, a large amount of money for it. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I just think it's insane that they're gonna do a pay-per-view in Saudi Arabia, like especially the biggest pay-per-view of the year, like your Super Bowl, and you're doing it in Saudi Arabia, where it's not gonna feel.
It's not an American company no more, though, bro. Like, it's not. It's really not.
It's too much money to let it go. I mean, I get that, dude. I mean, I understand that. I know they're in debt and all that crap too. $250 million. Oh shit. Okay.
But would you be as disappointed if they were in London?
No.
Why?
London's crowd's better.
So you're looking for the crowd reaction.
crowd reaction and the fact that, I mean, look at it this way. It's, to me, the crowd is better. They're more invested. They make more noise, which makes your event look more, like, oh man, all this noise. What's going on here? It must be crazy cool. And then the girls, they're not afraid to come out there. Some girls are like, they could dress however they want to be in like a WrestleMania. They can present themselves however they want.
Oh, I don't disagree with you. Like I don't disagree at all. I'm just curious. I was just wondering, like,
to me, there's no hate with Saudi Arabia. Every time, like, I've given them chances. Like, every time that they have an event in Saudi, I'm just like, yo, this sucks.
No, but like I go back and forth. Like I don't disagree with you. Like I really don't. Like I have the stance of like, if the women have to dress a certain way, I think the men should have to also dress that way. Yeah. Like I see the guys in the crowd, and some of them are in the long whites, and they got the headgear on and all that stuff. And then I see the guys wearing these shirts, and they're just fine. And I'm like, no, you cover up too. Like you get.
But here's the thing, though. I'm gonna add to it. It's not that I don't want no event to go to Saudi. I don't want WrestleMania to go to Saudi.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is, like,
give them money in the bank. We'll take WrestleMania back.
Yeah, right. Or give it. They had the Royal Rumble this year. Was that what was there? Yeah, the Rumble.
Yeah, Rumble was there.
Yeah. And it wasn't like the women put on a banger of a match, and I don't think the men did as good of a job, and it was much better. The crowd was much better.
But here's the thing, though, with the technology that they have now, they just put in fake crowd effects and
you can tell, though. That doesn't work.
I mean, you could always tell. But again, they do that, right? And they're like, hey, we don't need to have crowd effects anymore.
You can tell. You can tell. You can look at the crowd and be like, yeah, they ain't making that noise. That doesn't work. And I will say this though, like, I don't know if you guys have noticed or if you guys have watched, but the Elimination Chamber has been in Australia, I think, for the past 2 years.
Has it?
Yeah, the one that Rhea Ripley won the title belt, or she defended, she was in Australia. It was in Australia, and that was a great crowd.
That was a couple years ago.
That was a couple years ago. It was probably like 2 or 3 years ago, right?
Yeah, at least.
The Elimination Chamber has been outside of the country for the past 2 or 3 years. I think every Elimination Chamber. I gotta look it up.
It was normal time zone this year because we watched it. I remember watching it here with family. So it wasn't like outside of our time zone.
Mr. Wonderful saying one was in Toronto. I was at it when Cena won.
So the Elimination Chamber that happened this year or last year was in Canada.
Right. What was
Toronto,
this year?
Yeah.
Let's see. Well, actually, yeah, it was probably this year. Let me see. 26. Elimination Chamber this year was in Chicago.
Okay. Yeah, because
it was in Canada.
It was Punk and AJ Lee was a big one. Yeah.
Let me see. 24 was in Perth, Australia. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
So so I was technically wrong. They had 2 outside of the country. 2.
I agree, though. I think WrestleMania. I do. I think WrestleMania should be here. I think 100%.
I still think you're the wrestling historian, Mr. Wonderful. Don't worry.
You are.
Mr. Wonderful, you're doing good. I used my phone for help, bro. You're good, man.
The only reason I knew it was here this year was because I watched it at like 7 o'clock here.
I totally forgot about CM Punk and AJ. That was a giveaway. I should have thought about Chicago. I was like, yeah.
Mm.
But no, I agree with you. I think WrestleMania definitely should be here.
If not here, at least in Canada.
Yeah.
If not here. Yeah.
No,
I wouldn't mind Canada either. Canada has a great crowd too. This is supposed to be about Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
Yeah, let's go back to Kurt Angle. Sorry, Kurt.
Now, another what if question that was on the list was, what if Kurt Angle and Daniel Bryan had a rivalry? How would it be?
So I'll admit I missed the Daniel Bryan years. Like,
okay.
I was out
versus Bryan Danielson years.
Any of them. I've never seen him wrestle a match.
Ever. Oh shit.
So I don't have a frame of reference other than highlights.
Okay.
That's right.
So I watched Bryan Danielson wrestle in Ring of Honor as the American Dragon. He was small. He was really good. He did a good job wrestling. He was a technician, right? Just very similar to Kurt. He wasn't a powerhouse. Kurt could be a powerhouse, but he was a technical wrestler. He knew how to wrestle really well. Showing up in WWE again, that was his style too, in a way. Like he never really changed it. He just had the fan support. That's really what he was, the underdog, right? He always got that underdog vibe, and he got the fan support. That's how he made it big.
I mean, would did Chad Gable ever fight Daniel Bryan? I don't think so.
I don't know, bro.
'Cause, I mean, that would have been a good taste right there of what it could have been, because I mean, they're just very technical wrestlers. I mean, you would. It's pretty much if Kurt Angle fought Daniel Bryan, it's like a more athletic Chris Benoit.
Yeah, it says to say like Mr. Warren saying it would have been a Kurt versus Benoit.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, there you go.
With Daniel Bryan being small, he would have gotten beaten much more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would have been a great WrestleMania match.
But again, I think the story would build up, and I think the WrestleMania match would be, Daniel Bryan winning the belt, or winning the main match. I'm hoping it would be for a belt.
Just a second, I'll be right back.
At least especially in their prime years. And again, both have hurt their necks. They kind of lived that path. And I think Daniel Bryan came back to wrestling with AEW as well, and he kind of changed his style of wrestling. That's the reason he was able to wrestle again.
So I came back into it's interesting because like I came back into wrestling 2023,
Okay.
right when Cody tore his pec.
Okay.
I started coming back in and seeing stuff, and then that year Royal Rumble was my first like foray in like officially, and so like I took that break off, and so I missed a lot of the Ruthless Aggression era. Like the Cena I saw wrestle was in the blue tights, in every city he was in. Like he changed the tights and he was just in the shorts, whatever. So like I have a blind spot for that period of time. Like I know who the people are, I just don't have a good sense of like who they are as wrestlers. And I have started to think about going and watching AEW because I haven't started watching that yet either.
Did you miss the dark times of like Jimmy Wang Yang and Deuce and Domino and
I am sad I missed Prime Santino Marella though.
Oh, Santino was amazing.
Like that is the most fun I have. I just go on and I just look up Santino clips and just enjoy.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying there. I think Batista was overrated in my opinion. Just my opinion. But I
think Bryan wrestled Brock Lesnar, Daniel Bryan.
He did.
Sure. Yeah, it was
I'm pretty sure he did. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he did.
Oh.
Santino's a godsend. Yes, he is, Spirit Sumo. I agree. Now, again, like I think the whole feud would have been good, like back and forth. Daniel Bryan would definitely be taking more pinfalls and losses, but I think it will be the classic underdog story, right? Kurt Angle would be the big heel. Daniel Bryan would win it at the big show. I mean, they did it really good. WWE did a fantastic job with Daniel Bryan, especially at that WrestleMania moment was amazing for him. Yes, Batista, Mr. Wonderful. I agree with you completely. That's the perfect name for him, actually.
Yeah, but Batista was all presentation, man. Like that dude had one of the greatest theme songs I've heard in wrestling. One of the best entrances. Yeah, man. I Walk Alone. Yeah, dude, that shit. When you're there at the crowd and you feel the pyro, you gotta be there, bro. The pyro gets you hype. You can feel it in your ribs when that pyro goes off. It's crazy.
Okay. Interesting. Comment, yeah. Last what if, going back to the Bret Hart thing, is going to be, what if Kurt Angle had faced Bret Hart at WrestleMania? This is now like a dream match in a way because they're between arguably the greatest technician wrestlers of the 90s and versus the greatest technical wrestler of the 2000s era. How would that be?
So little known fact, Kurt Angle actually tried to make this happen in real life.
Did he?
Yeah. So you can probably find the interview on YouTube. But Kurt Angle says that he called up Bret Hart and said, "Hey man, how about one more match with me?" And Bret Hart was like, "Man, I can't do it. Look at me. That's pretty much what he said. So that Kurt Angle did want to have a match with Bret Hart, but unfortunately, it was not at the right time for it to happen.
I mean, but let's just say, Prime versus Prime, right?
I mean, Bret Hart's going over. I mean, it's like Kurt Angle, like Bret Hart's not going to beat Kurt Angle. Yeah.
You said Bret Hart is going
a better
over.
wrestler. Kurt Angle's a better wrestler in every way in comparison to Bret Hart.
I think they're so different too.
They're
like
different.
He's a flat. Like even though you think of Kurt as like a traditional like wrestler, like Olympic style wrestler, he had some high flying moves.
Yeah.
So, like, did Bret ever really have a good match with somebody that was a flyer?
The high flyer?
Shawn Michaels?
Shawn Michaels?
I think he's different.
I mean, Shawn Michaels flew as much as Kurt Angle did, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't say more than Kurt Angle.
But was he doing flips and shooting star presses and,
Kurt Angle only did a moonsault.
He really did a moonsault.
Yeah, that's all he did was a moonsault.
Shawn Michaels would do like dives on the outside of the ring. I think Shawn Michaels was a little bit more of an aerial person than Kurt Angle. I just think Kurt Angle had way better looking moonsaults and like more aerial moves. When he did it, it looked better. But and Mr. Wonderful was not a fan of Bret Hart. I like it.
Not at all. I mean, I think Owen would have been a better wrestler than Bret Hart, to be honest with you. But
I can agree with Candy, man.
Angle was the best wrestler of the two, but Bret was the best pro wrestler of the two.
Because when I think of that, I'm like, that is true. Like the one thing Bret can say is that, to my knowledge, I don't know if he's lying, I doubt it, is that he just didn't injure nobody. Not everyone can say that. I feel like that has to go into a profession. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Define injure though.
Injure as in you keep somebody out of wrestling for a week, 2 or a couple months.
Okay, but in the 80s, there was no time off. So like guys worked hurt.
Yeah,
that's
Like,
true.
I mean, here's the thing though. You're always like, when you're. I think in wrestling,
I'll be
like
right back.
you're always gonna be banged up. Like you're always gonna take bumps. So you're always gonna be somewhat bruised, and you're always gonna have some sort of a sprain or something. I'm talking about like a major injury that sets you out for like a couple months.
But here's the thing. Like I think so. I've been watching the Hulk docu series, whatever it is, on Netflix this weekend, and I know a lot of it's BS, promotion stuff. Like it's so heavy-handed. But having the doctors talk about Hulk's knee and going, he should have had the surgery 8 years ago. He blew out his knee 8 years ago, or 5, whatever the time frame was. Like he waited way too long to have it fixed, and he just worked through it whatever way he did. He just said, I took this or I did this or whatever. I'm not going to misquote it, but so like I just wonder like who could he have hurt that just never said anything?
I mean that is true, but I mean there's just no way to know. I mean, the only thing is that there hasn't been a wrestler that has come out and be like, yeah, I got injured with a Bret Hart match. That's the one thing.
Yeah, no, and I don't disagree with you, but I just wonder. I think the goalposts are different for those periods of time.
Yeah, because I mean, like, there's like legit like moments. Like for example, like Kane is the reason Shawn Michaels has like a lazy eye because he blew out his orbital floor at a big boot. Owen Hart inadvertently broke Stone Cold's neck in a match. There's stuff like that. Like stuff that's that blatant. Even like something like when Crash Holly got put through a table when he got pretty much cut completely like with his back like this slash. He wasn't out that long, maybe like a week or two, but stuff like that.
Val Venus got his pee-pee chopped off by Kyan's eye.
That's true. Remember when it came out and they like chopped a hot dog? They were like,
Yeah.
Didn't they kidnap him in the shower or something?
Yeah, something like that. I mean,
Weird
something
time.
like that. Yeah, it was an interesting time.
Something we got to keep in mind, Avi, now that while it's fresh on my mind before I forget. Not next week, not in the week after that, but we need to do a what if Eddie Guerrero.
Yeah, we do. I agree.
I think that one's a really strong one.
Yeah.
I 100% agree. That would be really dope.
I think that
that's
would
true.
probably be our next what if we did one.
I think we're gonna keep doing the what is. I like the what is. It's interesting. It's also fun to just talk about like wrestling, like old.
The honky tonk man fucked What if Goldberg never super kicks, bro?
But think about that, right? Like what if that happened, right?
I think also like with these what ifs, like I'm sorry I missed the beginning of the show, but like did you guys fantasy book? I mean, we fantasy booked Daniel Bryan with Kurt, but like have you guys done like a fantasy book WrestleMania or fantasy book like a Royal Rumble order or stuff like that? I think that would be a fun, not necessarily a bracket, but that would be a fun roundtable discussion to have with these what if discussions.
Yeah,
I think that would be fun too. Just doing a fantasy booking, yeah. I mean, we talk about it in the what ifs and stuff like that. Sting versus Taker.
Yeah.
Angle versus Daniel Bryan or Bret Hart. Who played TEW? Is that computer game where you're a booker, and you book shows and pay-per-views and try to like earn money for the company? I forgot the name of it. Extreme Warfare. I played that TEW was the paid version. I played the one before that, which was EWR, Extreme Warfare Revenge, which was the free version. And I played that for years. It was all reading, but you control the promotion. You had the ability to create promotions at different, whether it was small, backyard to regional to, national or worldwide or all that stuff, and you had a certain block of money and you would do shows and you would buy a roster and contract people and for a certain amount of time. It was fun, but it was all reading.
Yeah, sometimes I wish WWE wasn't that big because I wish they would do stuff like that AEW does. I'm not a huge AEW fan, but it's cool to see them like, cross over with New Japan. And I know WWE is like, doing the AAA thing, but I mean they pretty much bottom. You know what I mean? That's different.
I mean, it is different because they bottom, yes, but you're talking about just interpromotional
Stuff, yeah. Because I mean, I guess they technically don't own TNA, but TNA is pretty much just a training ground too, in a way.
Yeah, it's for the future of wrestlers to show up.
But I think it would be super cool if like WWE did like, which they're too big too, I know, but it'd be cool if they did some stuff with New Japan. Like they had like champion versus champion matches.
The issue with the champion versus champion matches with New Japan is anyone seen at a WWE light is bigger than anyone seen in New Japan light.
Yeah. That's why I said WWE is too big.
One, you don't want even big or not. You never want your champion to lose.
Yeah. That's the other issue, right? You don't want your champion to lose.
But I think that's all. Yeah. Sorry.
But I agree with you, Khalil.
But AEW did that in a good way, though. They actually had that happen.
Champion versus champion.
Yeah, they've had they've actually fought each other for the belts. Like there was a point where Kenny Omega had both the AEW and the New Japan World Heavyweight Championship at the same time.
Interesting. Okay.
So it would be like I'm saying, like I know WWE, like this is all fantasy stuff. It would never happen because they would never put their title on somebody else. But it would be cool, like it doesn't even have to be for the title belt. Like they just had like an exhibition match.
Didn't Jordan Gracie held the belt too? NXT belt.
Jordan Gracie, NXT belt.
Yeah, she was TNA. I thought she did. Maybe she didn't. I don't know.
That I could believe because they didn't. No, it wasn't Joe Henry. Joe Henry didn't have the TNA World Title.
No, I'm talking about Jordan Gracie. She had the NXT. I thought she won.
Hold on, no, I'm thinking about somebody else. Trick Williams had the TNA World Title. He was a TNA World Champion. Trick Williams.
But did he come from TNA?
He was in NXT while having the
Well, yeah, but I was making an example of someone who's outside of WWE winning.
Oh, I
winning
don't
a
think
belt.
so, bro.
Yeah.
Well, I think it goes back to the territory days, right? Like their whole thing is like we don't either we own it or we don't acknowledge it. And so I think they've not only are they that big, but it's their model of like, yeah, we're the only ones in town. We're the big dogs, and we get all the attention.
Yeah.
I think. I mean, again, I think that's a very old WWE moniker for a very long time.
Yeah, I just think it'd be cool. It'd be cool to see like other wrestlers from different promotions wrestle other wrestlers.
I mean, WCW did that too with Japan, with New
That'd be
Japan.
sick.
Sonny Ono brought all these Japanese wrestlers over, and they had like a big bash, fighting each other. I mean, you have a great feud between Muda and Sting.
Yeah, dude, I love those matches, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then I think you also run into the problem with like pay, right? So like then maybe they get a big purse when if they were to do like a WWE crossover, right?
Mhm.
And then why would they want to stay in New Japan if like WWE is opening up a wallet? You know what I mean? Like for a match like that.
That is true, but I mean, it would go by offers, right? So if they would just want them for that one match, they would pay them for that one match. Now, if they want them to be like open up a roster spot for them, that's for them to kind of think about. But being in a roster and then being in a match, one match, and then just go back to your spot are two different things, in my opinion.
But think about what that could do for somebody's stardom. Like if you think about like what like a one moment thing could either make or break somebody. It could hurt your career in, let's say New Japan if they have a real shitty match and they just because like I think the way I'm looking at it is like watching some of the people from NXT come up. Like Sol Ruca has had a rough month if you've seen her highlights. Like she has been botching and missing spots and slower because she's not used to the speed on the main roster. Like, so if they don't have the time to rehearse and really work on those matches, which they don't anymore, could you imagine if they botch something and then they lose their popularity in their other promotion?
Yeah, but I mean, it's one of those things where it's just like you're damned if you do, damned if you don't, because
Yeah,
you could have a match in New Japan for no money and mess up and never give a chance again. You know what I mean?
yeah. No, I'm just saying, but like you get a bigger stage and you mess up, and like, and I totally agree with you. I like the idea of crossing worlds and crossing promotions. I think everybody should play in the same sandbox and get a chance to see what it would be like to see some of these people wrestle.
Mhm.
I want to see MJF fight some of our people, like for sure. I want to see him.
I think over time, I think that's going to happen.
I think he is going to go to WWE eventually, for sure.
Yeah, I mean the whole concept of AEW with the Forbidden Doors thing that they did, I thought that was really cool. You work with other promotions around the world.
Yeah,
there's talent everywhere, and you could have some amazing matchups, and it's good for both companies, right? So that's how I look at it.
Yeah,
but in this case, WWE is already a global brand, and in a way, like they're very global, and they're also very selfish. I don't think they're gonna do that. I don't think they would ever open doors like that to anyone.
Yeah, that's why I told you. Like, I mean, it's not gonna happen, but it'd be a cool like little what if fantasy setting to think about. There's too much money in WWF for them or WWE to do that.
I agree. The timing and the censorship would dull him a little bit, but I think if they just let him go off the cuff, I think he could.
I mean, his best rivalry in AEW was with CM Punk. Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
That was his best rivalry. That was his best verbal exchange was with CM Punk in AEW. That was a good match too.
Yeah, no, I see that. All right, since we definitely stopped talking about Kurt Angle a lot, I think. Sorry, Kurt.
I'm gonna add one more what if. One more.
All right, do it.
Okay. What if Kurt Angle did what Sergeant Slaughter did back in the 80s and went pure anti-America?
90s, but yes.
Or 90s, yeah, sorry. And he was just like, no, screw America. This gold medal belongs to the Middle East or something like that. I don't know. You know what I mean?
Now, are you talking 90s or we're talking like...
It could be any time because there's always been kind of like, that, we're here and you're there type of thing. We've been having conflicts with, you
mean like in 2001?
and do that. Yeah. And any time, to be honest, it doesn't really matter.
I mean,
I mean, do you remember what they did to Hassan?
yeah, his gimmick got dropped very quickly.
Jeez.
He came out for one last after that whole terrorist attack. He came out one more time and he got destroyed, and then he was
What was it? It was Hassan and Davari, right?
Hassan and Jabari. Yeah, a gimmick changed, and then he got fired shortly after.
Jesus.
I don't think it would work. I think it could work if he did something like, I'm going to take it to Canada, or I'm going to take it to.
That'd be funny.
I think he could. I think he could pull off, like, if he was going to be like a real luchador, like Chad did, and be like, I'm taking my medals and I'm going here, and now they're their medals. I think that's fine. I don't think you're going to see. I don't think it didn't go over in '91. I don't think it's going over now.
Yeah, that's a good point. It would just be funny to see Kurt Angle be like, this American gold medal, this is not America no more. I'm taking it to Canada, or I'm taking it to Mexico. I was like, oh shit. What the hell? Oh man.
I don't
the
think
matches I can see with that.
It would be interesting. I agree. But I don't think it would go over well. He's too like red, white, and blue. He's
Well,
always
that's the
been
point. That's the whole reason. That would be a crazy heel turn.
You know, though, I think it could work because the character he played in WWE was just dumb enough that he, like, the cowboy hat, like, and I'm like you know, the you know, like the tank top and the cowboy hat, and he's just sitting there smiling, like, yeah, like somebody talks him into it, like Edge and Christian talk him into being their national hero, and he doesn't realize that they're Canadian.
That would be great, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. I think
you should really bring that Olympic gold medal to.
But that
Canada,
would be
dude.
like that would be comedy, right? Like you're talking comedy now. So this is what I was asking like earlier, like how would that? Because Sergeant Slaughter was like a real heel turn. That was like he was supposed to be evil and heelish and all this other stuff. Kurt Angle pretending to be the Canadian national hero, and he got tricked into it by Edge and Christian. It makes it more comedy. And Kurt would do that just for shits and giggles. He would have fun with it, right?
Kurt Angle just needed a toy line, bro, because Mr. McMahon would be mad as shit. That's why he was mad as shit about Sergeant Slaughter. He was like, "Oh, okay, you want G.I. Joe American Hero? We're gonna make you an American hero, all right."
But
that's all Kurt Angle needed.
I think that's the charm of Angle, because even when he was a heel, he was a goofy heel.
Yeah.
Like, and so I think that's like Slaughter was a hard nosed, like, hard ass. Like, he was like, you know, he's gonna whip you. Like, even when he was a heel as Slaughter, like, I'm gonna beat you with the you know, with the crop, and I'm gonna, you know, camel clutch. I'm gonna do all these things that are dirty and nasty.
Mm-hmm.
Kurt might have done some dirty, nasty things, but like, he always did it with a flair. And so I think character-wise, I don't think he could be an evil heel in WWE.
Especially, I mean, no offense, but especially if you go towards like being, like, you know, the super, like, you know, the hero, national hero of Canada.
Yeah,
you're not going to be a superhero.
Yeah, no, but I don't think putting him as a super heel in the Middle East would have worked either.
I mean, honestly, some of the best Canadian heel groups, in my opinion, like Bret Hart's the Hart Foundation. I know they were very pro Canada and stuff, and they were a heel team. They were decent, but I actually liked Team Canada from WCW with Lance Storm running it. I was a big fan of Lance Storm and what he was doing with Team Canada. I loved that. That was awesome.
Yeah,
they would win all the belts and then put the Canadian stickers on them. That was amazing. I was like, this is great. But yeah, I don't think Kurt Angle could pull something like. I mean, as a comedy routine, yes, 100%. I think that would be interesting. That would be funny. Like, he got bamboozled, and that would start like you know, it's a comedy relief, right? That's what they did a lot too with the kazoos.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I think Mr. McMahon would do some crazy stuff. You gotta remember, man. Like, Mr. McMahon had Shawn Michaels teaming up with God. And he had him like in was it a ladder match at WrestleMania against Shane and Vince?
Mm-hmm.
Or something like that. I was like, what the heck, bro? And they even gave God an entrance, bro. They gave God an entrance. It was just a spotlight. I was like, damn.
That's Vince McMahon, right? I mean, imagine how many people he had pissed off that night.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think there's some, we're not taking into account, like, his sense of humor. If you found it funny enough to have Kurt Angle be, like, Middle East, Canada, whatever, he would have done it if he found it funny. He's done weirder stuff. Like, I mean, didn't he make Steve Richards like dress like a girl just for the fun of it? Was it Steve Richards? I think it was.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
It was crazy.
I think him doing a different type of heel, like a right to censor type, would be more his style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like a right to, like, you mentioned Stevie Richards, right? So it got me thinking about Stevie Richards. I think he would be the powerhouse of that group, and he would probably be the leader and like fit, in his intelligence, integrity.
Who was the leader of that group? Was it the Good Father?
No, it was Stevie Richards.
Oh, yeah. Stevie Richards.
Yeah, he was the mouthpiece, dude. He did such a good job. You had no idea who Stevie
Richards
was.
That's so funny, bro. The Good Father.
Father.
That's so funny, dude.
It was him and Ivory that really ran together.
Ivory, yes, right.
And then, it was Ivory. That's right.
God, that fucking theme song annoyed me, bro. Why the alarms?
Yeah. You had what was the name? What was it, Bull Buchanan, right? He eventually joined, and then Val Venus joined too. Eventually.
Val Venus was in there. Yeah, that's right.
Again, like, I didn't mind that. I thought that was a pretty funny stable. Like, I thought that was a good stable too. We should do a bracket tournament of 32 stables.
Yeah, stables. Yeah, we should do that.
That would be a fun one.
Dude, Val Venus is awesome, man. Val Venus made me laugh so much.
Didn't Vince make Jason Jordan's Kurt's son?
Yep.
Instead of Chad Gable.
What the fuck, bro? That's so weird.
Makes no sense.
So weird. It wouldn't even. I would have taken. It would have been funny if they made Shelton Benjamin Kurt Angle's son or some shit. That would have been funny.
I mean, again, some of the weird storylines Vince McMahon has done wasn't. It was the idea was Mr. Kennedy was supposed to be the son of Vince McMahon, but that got switched because Randy Orton hated him.
Yeah, and then
it was Hornswoggle. Exactly. Which again, that turned into comedy, right? So they made it fun.
He wanted Steph to have his baby. Like,
yeah,
he was off his rocker. Like,
listen. Maybe the next one we should talk about Vince McMahon. I think that would be a much interesting episode when it comes to all the ideas Vince McMahon threw out there.
But like, I don't think you can get crazier. I don't think you can get nuttier. There's no what if that you could do that you'd be like, I don't know if that would work. It would work.
Yeah, I mean, you can just pretty much say whatever the hell you want when it comes to Mr. McMahon.
I don't think it would be a what if though. I just think this is some of the ideas and storylines he's come up with, and some of the stuff they've actually done. So, so that's the thing. I think that would be an interesting.
I mean, bro, the dude blew up in a limousine and then showed up the next week and was like, "Yeah, we're not doing that storyline." Like what?
Yeah, Triple H come out in blackface. Like, come on.
Dude, all that racial stuff with Booker T and he went over Booker T is crazy, bro. That's so insane to me. That's so insane.
I think we have some good ideas for some future episodes for the wrestling show, for sure. Vince would have made them work. Yeah. Yes. In Vince's mind, for sure. 100%. Yep. Khalil, thank you for jumping on though tonight, man. I appreciate you.
It was fun. It was really fun.
I'm glad you enjoyed the pay-per-view. And as I'm going to set a reminder to myself to go watch that AAA YouTube tonight. So
I'm going to watch it right after
this. One of the greatest. I'm going to go put my kids to bed. So after that, though, I'm going to go watch the channel or the YouTube show just to see the greatest match in the last 5 to 10 years.
Mr. Wonderful, you can join whenever you want, bro. What do you mean we need a guest?
Mr. Wonderful, dude, the link is pinned in the chat. Next week, I'll let you know what it is, and you sent me your thing, so I'll let you know what we're talking about, and you're welcome to jump in anytime, always.
We need a historian.
We do need a historian, though. I agree with you completely on that one.
I mean, shoot, we know of a lot of stuff, but yeah, you got the whole like locations and like the dates. Like, I'm pretty decent with dates, but not that damn good. Damn.
Yeah. Next time, dude, for the what ifs, we definitely do the open mic style just for funsies. So always welcome anytime. But I'm putting a note to remind you when we do the next one. But I feel like the next week we haven't decided yet what next week's going to be. We're thinking about maybe doing a bracket style, which would be we'll bring in guests for that. Maybe we'll bring you as a guest on, and we'll be bracket style tournament. Because there's a lot of stuff that again you could do. You could go on and on and on.
I will say it'll most likely be a bracket or something else because the what ifs will give it a little bit of a break. We don't want to do the same thing every week. We already did 2 what ifs back to back. We'll do something else maybe.
Yeah, that's true.
I already said I want a what if Eddie Guerrero. That was an option.
Yeah, what if Eddie Guerrero would be awesome.
Yeah. Someone wants a Mr. McMahon. That'd be kind of crazy too.
I want a Mr. McMahon, but I don't want a what if. I want a what he say. What he say?
What he say?
That's what I want. VKM, what do you say?
I do. We could have a what? I mean, that could be a whole nother one, bro. Like we could have one for him, Stone Cold, The Rock.
Easy, dude. Easy. Because
Yeah.
again, we dive into the history of wrestling, of what actually happened, right?
What is that?
All right, Khalil, you want to do some shout outs?
Yeah, follow me on Caster's Corner on all social medias. This Saturday night, we are going to see Masters of the Universe in the morning, and then Bill's coming on the show at 9 o'clock. So 9 o'clock on our YouTube channel, we're going to talk. We're going to try to keep it as spoiler-free as possible, but we're going to talk about the characters, how the actors were, all that stuff. So it's going to be an all-master show on Saturday. And I have to do stuff on Tuesday night, so I might be in the chat, but I don't think I'm going to make it on camera.
It's going to be a very long night, bro. If people who show up who went to DFW and IshCon, it's going to be I have 4 or 5 boxes full of toys right now.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for stuff to come in. I'm still late on things. Yeah. I did get these. So that's kind of fun.
Is that the Mattel? Is that Mattel?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and they look really good. But they're the kids line. But anyway, but yeah, no, just follow me on Caster's Corner. Come on 9 o'clock. Check out the show on YouTube. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Shogun, how about you?
Well, you're gonna catch me here again next week at 6. I don't know what it's gonna be about, but we'll decide it soon enough. We'll let everyone know. Yep. I'm gonna be on open mic night. Most likely, it's gonna be a long one. Probably because I'll be alone. Maybe Khalil. Maybe. No. But
there's Winford. Winford was at IshCon as well. Goose was at IshCon. Jenna was at IshCon. There's a lot of stuff happening right now. So there's a lot of people going to conventions this past weekend, and they're gonna Headcanon is at DFW. So there's a lot of stuff people have that they want to show.
Yeah, it's gonna be chunky. I might show you.
Sorry.
Maybe on Friday, and I also do Men on Films with Talib on Saturday at 11. I don't know what the topic's gonna be, but tune in to Talib stuff to figure that out. And that's it for me.
Yeah, Candyman. Majority, not all the crew, but majority of the crew was there, so we're definitely having fun. Again, Figure Fight Club. Thank you for watching. Make sure to tune in tomorrow night when Talib and Anna go live at 10:15 p.m. Eastern. Was that 7:15 p.m. Pacific for the Transformers show, Decepticast. That'll be live tomorrow. Again, open mic done on Tuesdays. Thursdays is Taking the Shot, ran by Lou. And then we have actually a guest host, Magna Figure Photo. And then we also have our guest photographer, Articulate Times / Articulate Empire, Steve. He's one of our sponsors of the show. of our channel. He'll be on. They'll be talking about Ishkan and photography. And then Friday, I don't know, to be honest with you, because I didn't look. So I listen. The guest list had been made for a while, and I haven't looked at it in a while, so I have to go back and look. Friday we will have a show of Plastic Journey, though. That's 100%. I think I have to just confirm. I didn't confirm, so I have to go confirm. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to the Replay Squad. Thank you, everyone. I hope you guys are enjoying these wrestling shows, because for me this is like a full circle. And you know, Figure Fight Club started because of wrestling. It went into toys, but now we're kind of, the introduction of this show makes it worth it for me even more, just because it's like a full circle. We appreciate you 100%, and thank you for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next show. Have a good night. Peace out.
As we wrap up tonight's fun, the figures and talk, so we've just begun. Join us next time for thrills anew. In the world of Figure Fight Club, it's all for you. Make sure to subscribe and smash that like button. See you next week on Figure Fight Club. Stay strutting. This isn't goodbye, it's just to see you later. In the meantime, go check out another creator. We'll keep your figures on display until we gather here someday. Remember the tales and the laughs we shared. Here at Figure Fight Club, you're treasured and cared.